Alright, I'm just gonna skip the intro and just get right into it. I officially hate Brian Hoyer. Now, I'm gonna put that aside for a minute because I want to actually talk about Damian Harris first and a few of the other good things. Actually, not just Damian Harris. He was good. His first real opportunity since he was drafted, not this past draft, but last year. Uh, he looked great. Anyway, okay, so now I officially hate Brian Hoyer. I know I said he was a solid backup, but exactly, he's a backup. He's the type of quarterback that either spends his entire career as a backup or spends part of it starting for terrible teams. I mean, let's see here. The last two teams he was with before us, well, the last few teams, anyway. Last year he played for the Colts without Andrew Luck. Look what happened there. Before that, he played as a backup to us. And then, but before that, he was the starter for San Francisco in 2017 for half the season before we traded Jimmy Garoppolo to them and then signed Hoyer. Before that, he was the starter for Houston back when the AFC South was trash. So yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting much from Hoyer, but I at least thought he'd be able to put 10, maybe 14, 17 points on the board. Seriously? But even so, what happened with those third and goal options? I mean, at the end of the first half, how do you not realize that you have no timeouts left? You're the quarterback. You should be aware of how many timeouts you have available. Is that why you took the sack? Alright, because you're watching that play, you held on to that ball way too long. And hell, if he had thrown it away at the right opportunity, I mean, see, I remember he drops back, waits a couple seconds, doesn't see anyone, throw the ball away over the end zone so no one can catch it, and then take a field goal to tie it. But no, you wait forever, waiting for the opportunity to try and force one. You see this Kansas City linebacker coming on your left, and you try to get away, going further back, and even still, you could have at least tried to throw it to the sideline, at the very least. Maybe try to get it past the line of scrimmage, but at least throw it to the sideline. But no, you hold on to it, let them sack you, and then try to call a timeout when you don't have one available. Yeah, all experienced 12-year quarterbacks would do that. Sure. No, they wouldn't. That's a rookie mistake, and you should have known better. uh, but at least afterward. Oh, but then actually, before I get to that, it happened again late in the third quarter where it's third and long. Should have thrown the ball away. Should have thrown it away. But instead, a defender comes in from behind, sacks him, and forces the fumble. Finally, thank goodness after that, Belichick finally figured out Hoyer's terrible and benched him. And finally put in the guy I wanted to see. Stidham, baby. Good old Jarrett Stidham. Now, true, he threw 2 picks. Okay, I'll be fair with that. However, the first one he threw, the pick six, that really goes more on Edelman's fault. Because Stidham threw it perfectly to him, and then Edelman just kind of bobbled it around for a second until it fell right into the defender's hands. Worst thing you can say about that throw itself is that maybe Stidham threw it too hard or something, but more likely Edelman just wasn't prepared for it. Now, do I have complete faith that Stidham is ready to start? If you had asked me a few months ago, I would have said yes. But after that performance, probably not. Or at least not ready to start for the rest of the season. Definitely need some more development time. But thank goodness we're playing an injury-riddled Denver Broncos team next Sunday. And then we go into the bye. So even if Cam isn't cleared to play, at least we know we're playing a team that we don't have to have an elite quarterback for. Didn't think Denver would end up this bad. Drew Lock was honestly supposed to be MVP caliber this season. Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be a potential rookie of the year, but now they're just playing like trash. Anyway, but what I find very funny is I was watching a bit of the Patriots press conference live stream on their YouTube channel shortly after the game. And I was checking the live feed, and every single comment, it was just spewing with comments every second about with fans just trashing all over Hoyer. And even some fans demanding Jarrett Stidham to start next week. I'll admit I joined in for one comment. All I said was Jarrett Stidham did more in one play, the touchdown pass, than Brian Hoyer did in 3 quarters. But still, I just find it pretty funny that the same fans who crapped all over Stidham all off season are now demanding that he starts next week. I just find that funny. But yeah, and for the final grade, I was going to be lenient on the offense without Cam. And I still will be, because if I wasn't going to be lenient, I would give them a straight F for failure, just for that performance, if you even want to call it that, last night. But because it wasn't Cam, and because it wasn't Cam, I'm going to be a little more lenient and give them a D. Now the defense, A+ performance through the first 3 quarters. And honestly, I'll keep that A+ true all the way through, because honestly, the defense deserves it. I mean, for the first 3 quarters, they kept Kansas City to what? 6 points? 13 if that first touchdown of theirs came late in the third. Yeah, it did. But still, a Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City offense with Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's probably going to win Rookie of the Year at this rate, Robinson, Mecole Hardman, just with all of that at Patrick Mahomes' disposal, and you hold them to 6 until the last minute or two of the third quarter, that deserves an A+. Because the defense, they stepped up. I don't think they would have stepped up as much if we had had Cam, but I truly believe that that the fact that we lost him for the week, that the defense stepped up to try and make up for his absence, to give whoever was going to start at least a chance. True, in the fourth quarter, they gave up a few more score. They gave up a little bit more. But think about this. Kansas City scored a touchdown off of a pick six. You take that away, and Kansas City's offense only produced 19 or 20 points. I can't remember which touchdown Harrison Butker missed the extra point on. So, but either way, we're the only team this season who hasn't let Kansas City hit 14 points. 40 points. Overall, we hold them to 26. Defensively, we hold Kansas City's offense to only 19 or 20. That's pretty damn impressive. And the defense deserves so much credit for that. Definitely an A+ performance. Now, the special teams play. Normally, right about now, I'd be saying F Nick Folk. And possibly mistaking him for Nick Foles. But I'm not going to say... But I can't even say F Nick Folk this week. Because he didn't even get the chance to screw up. And aside from that, special teams play was as they usually are. I can't really say anything more to the special teams, honestly. And now, with all that said, I would put the final overall grade at a 73, but because the defense freaking stepped up, I'm going to bump it up to a 77. I wish I could give them more, because the defense honestly deserves so much more credit than it sounds like they're getting right now from this overall grade. But the 77 is because the offense was just terrible. Granted, it was without Cam Newton. That's why it's not worse. That's why the grade isn't worse, but still. Hopefully we'll do better next week against an injury-riddled Denver Broncos team. That's all I gotta say here for this week. If you like this video, like it and share it. And if you want to see more content from this channel, hit the subscribe button below. And I'll see you guys next time. Now, before I forget, I did promise some of you guys off camera that I would shout out a few of your ideas. From the comment section of who the Patriots should have started, if not Cam. And honestly, I am a little disappointed to have only seen 2 ideas. When I ask you guys for comments or ideas in the comment section, that's me kind of subtly hinting that I want to see comments on my videos. And I only got 2. But I'll keep my promise, I'll shout them out anyway. Austin Grass suggested Trump, which I get why that's funny. I do get why it's funny, but still, one, he did test positive last week, and 2, I think I don't think anyone would have wanted to see him on the field. But still funny. And then Calvin Hunter suggested to start N'Keal Harry in Wildcat formation, put Rex Burkhead next to him, and quoting his words, let them run wild. That could have been interesting to see, definitely. But yeah, I'll still leave it open. I'll give a shout out in next week's review if if I can get more comments or ideas of who the Patriots should start, it can be a serious suggestion, or it can just be something stupid and silly. I like stupid and silly ideas. Those are probably the ones I'll shout out more, honestly. Stuff like go back in time and kidnap Brady from 2007 or 2016, or one of his years back in his prime from one of his best seasons. Or go back in time and just take Cam Newton from 2015, bring him here. I don't know. Anything silly I will shout out because it'll be funny.